Mommy, are you still alive?
Yep. Good evening, guys. We are back. I just tried to fix it and I figured that I was opening fruit earlier, and there's something wrong with their uh, chart on a faster time frame. I wanted to figure out at what point within the day it started to decline. So I'll just briefly talk about it. In the meantime, let's wait for more joiners. Thank you for those who are already in. Feel free to drop a comment so that we can review your favorite stocks. And please allow me to also invite our friends in our Facebook page, which is Invest in the Stock Market. There you have it. There you go. Read has already posted and he wants to inquire about fruit and JFC. Okay. Yes, Rid. Let me just message everyone. We are live. There. Okay. I think they'll start joining us. There. Okay. So Rid over there in our Facebook page is inquiring about fruit. Okay, so since we cannot open a faster time frame for fruit, I just want to give you just a brief insight on what my take is. Hold on just one moment. What my take is for uh, fruit. Okay, so remember last Friday was the IPO, or the first day of fruit, and I'd like to share my thoughts about that. Through whenever there is an IPO, normally um, there would be erratic extremes, like extreme movements in the stock. Okay, sometimes it would shoot up so high, only to discover that within the day, before the market closes, people will take profit, and that's what actually happened to fruit. Now, if on your end there you're able to open a much faster time frame, then you can do so. But normally, if you are really interested in getting in fruit, you have to, or in getting in an IPO, which is the first day of the stock, right? Always use a faster time frame. 5 to 10 minutes would be the most recommended one. And using the indicators that you have been using for the other stocks, make sure you also you have the time to watch the market fully for that day. Otherwise, you will experience something like this. So it's really hard to tell whether this is now the actual market value of fruit. It will most likely it will create a stabilization first, and really you don't have enough data to play around with on a first day. But we have so many people who, if you see a wick, a line here, that would simply mean at one point when the market opened, it opened at 1.82 over here. You see that? It opened at 1.82, and then within the day it went up and down, and it even reached it its peak at 2.44 or 2.46, and then people started taking profit, and then it ended even lower than its opening price. So it's possible that some people might even cut their losses, resulting in a more downward movement in the coming days. But we really do not know how deep it can get, as this is a very bearish candlestick on a first day. Okay, so watch first before it stabilizes. Okay, um, let's talk about JFC. JFC, okay, So you had, let me open this. So I have a feeling it might go down again, and probably will try to create a stabilization around 180. Hopefully it stops right there. 187, 188, around that area. And let's check what happens with the price action around 187 level, because I know there's a another support in that area. That's why in my previous insights I would also mention a support at 188, but it actually went lower than that. It went as low as 183, but our forecast, I I anticipated a 188, but so it's still within the area, so most likely it will revisit 187 before it continues to go up. Okay. Hi Randy, MPI, Carlo, Green, AXLM, MBT, SCC. I mean, Green, AXLM, Home, MBT, and SCC. Okay. So let's talk about MPI. Okay, MPI. Well, MPI actually has a support at the 4.20 level. There you go. Color is not good. Okay. So this is the support that we are seeing. The reason why I feel that this is just trying to make an attempt to go up, but I'm thinking it will still go sideways before it starts to officially go up. Now, if the market gives you a chance, let's say some people would take profit or cut their losses, resulting in a much lower price. See if the market will give you a chance around 4.20. If not, from where it is at right now to 4.20, you can already start uh, doing test buys, because we are already in the oversold level. So normally, MPI has this historical performance that it's just really moving within a range. Like this one, its movement is really just on a sideways overall, with just high dips that happened over here. So you're already starting to reach a double bottom, and see what happens if it reaches 420. The next one is green. For green, okay, we are not safe for green because we are triggering the lower Bollinger Band over here. Look at that. We are triggering the lower Bollinger Band, so I'm thinking we might experience some more downward movements. But let's check the health of your RSI. Still, no signs that it's picking up its momentum, because this one is still moving downwards. There. So what we want to see is for a price to have something like this in the RSI. Something like that. While the price is going downwards, we want to see an RSI moving in an upward direction. But right now, it's still moving downwards, so we're not safe yet. It might continue to go down. AXLM. AXLM, oh, same thing. But slowly, your RSI is already giving us some bullish movements here. So price is going down, but your RSI is moving in an upward direction. So I'm thinking all we needed to do here is just wait for an engulfing candlestick, because I have a feeling it might create a sideways movement first before it will go up. So observe, put this down on your watch list, and let's wait for the right timing. Anyway, we're doing this every day. If I may not be able to do live, I create a recorded video. So just be proactive in sending me a comment, or you go to my Facebook page and you send your request. Our Facebook page is Invest in the Stock Market. Okay, so go ahead and just remind me of these stocks you'd like me to review, because anyway, we're reviewing these stocks every single day. Okay, next would be Home. Home is currently making a sideways movement. We're sitting at the MA20 line. So, as always, if you're moving above the MA20, we always treat MA20 line as an area of bounce. So, if you would like to get in, the perfect price is around 11.48. Okay, so your RSI is still looking healthy around 50-ish level. MBT. MBT. Oh no. So I was right last time when the price was still moving within the area. I said you are already at the resistance level and it will retrace anytime soon, and it's now doing that uh, correction. Okay, correction, retracement, they all mean the same. So I would have to say that the next possible area to watch out for would be 63.66. Okay, so those people who are already uh, let's say who entered around this level and you are just merely trading, okay, and this is already an area of rejection or resistance, start probably partially take profit and use the buying power again when you reach a much lower price. That way you can lock in some profit and use them for to reinvest. Okay, so I'd have to say this is the next area to watch out for, 63.75. Mm-hmm. The next would be SCC. SCC is also trying to create a resistance at the area where it is at right now. That's a sign of weakness that we see there. This used to be a support. Okay, I'll change the color, make it green. Okay, so that used to be a support over there, and your previous support can now act as a resistance, and that's what we see here. So this now has some signs of rejection, and I will not be surprised, because on this day where you had the long green candlestick, normally when something like that happens, the next day would mean people will start taking profit, and then you'll show some signs of weakness. Okay, so let us see if you're currently sitting at a possible resistance there. So we really cannot tell. Sometimes it breaks out of it, right? There's what we call a breakout play. Okay, foreign buying over here. But let's see how it looks like on a weekly chart. Are we near a possible area of bounce? Okay, look at this massive downfall in the previous week and starting to recover. So we really cannot say yet. So if you want to give it a, if you want to be sure with your moves, I'd have to say, just in case it reaches back here at the 20.50 level, that's when I try to get in. Now, if most of the action happens above 21.85, then I would have to say watch out for the next possible breakout play. Okay, so but this one is for me sign of rejection, so it might go back to the 20.49 level. Okay, DMCI. For DMCI, oh, what happened? DMC. Okay, for DMC, oh, so we were starting to recover, but then again, we were not able to sustain that. I think it's really because of that low volume. But just what? So you see this long green line over here that speaks about volume. And the next day, even though, even this thing, this red candlestick over here, uh, it's red, but the volume of people, I mean, the volume on that day is very slim, meaning it's small. So that means people are holding onto the stock. So here, there are a lot of people who traded this, but the next days, only few took profit or cut their losses. So I'm thinking it will just go back here just to validate the support before it jumps back again. Okay, so I'd like to treat this as a support. Also, on a short term basis, while the stock price is trying to create a flat line, your RSI is already giving us a bullish movement. So I'm confident and I have a strong feeling that it'll just simply make sideways here and then bounce again. Okay, so those are my thoughts. Home. Did I check home? Okay, so we are right. We already checked that. Okay, ISM. Let's check out ISM. This stock is really so slow. No major movements. Okay, after all, it's not a good story last Friday. It broke that support that we see here. So let us see. Hopefully, it just bounces back up again. Let's see how it looks like here. Okay. While the price was moving downwards, your RSI is also moving upward here, but we're not 100% sure that overnight it will redeem itself. Okay, so I still would like to see a bullish candlestick to come out to support the signs, okay, or the message that your RSI is giving us. So I'd say watch and see first, okay. But for those people who already have, let's say, who are on a negative by more than 10%, guys, if you, let's say, if you don't rely on trading as your main source of income, being negative for more than 10%, I'd suggest just hang in there, okay? Because it's heartbreaking to let go of your hard-earned money. That's why it's really critical to first of all understand your own objective, why you're getting in the stock. Okay? If you're in it as a long-term investor, these declines will in fact be opportunities to add some more volume. Okay, AGI. AGI is currently, let's see. Okay, so hopefully this is just some, you know, creating that new support in this level. Yep. So if you want to give it a try, I think you're already at a very cheap level for AGI. So if this support does not get sustained, the next possible area would be 10.60 level. The reason why we said that is because of this consolidation in this area over here and over here. Okay, so two key areas to watch out for. for AGI. Um, FLI. FLI. FLI is currently experiencing some weakness in price. So this MA20 acted as a resistance, even though you noticed that it did not really touch the line. But as the price goes near the MA20 level, there's this rejection that's happening. So I'm thinking it might go back to the 1.48 level before it jumps back again. See what happens when the price reaches that level. We want to see RSI moving in an upward direction. So this is the kind of formation that we want to see happening. Okay, something like that where your price is moving downward over here. Next would be Ali from Red. Okay, so promising moves for Ali. So what we needed to see now is, let's hope that this short-term resistance, okay, so your MA20 again can act as a resistance when you're moving below that line. So see if we're able to break that resistance and then continue to move upward. Um, Otherwise, if there's a rejection, then chances are it will go back here again around 43 level. Okay, so it's a wait and see game, but hopefully we are now going to reverse. So let's see how it looks like on a weekly chart. Okay, yeah, support here, previous resistance. So we really have to wait for that price to be broken. I mean, your resistance to be broken. Okay, so do we have any other requests? Now, let me open some stocks here from the highly traded stocks. BDO. So fruit over here, you have to watch and see how the market moves because we ended our day one with a very bearish candlestick. Um, Halfway, I bet that happened on the second half of the day when people started taking profit. But let me just open it one more time just in case it allows us. Otherwise, I tried to open the 15-minute chart. There you go. So on a 15-minute chart before, yeah, 11:45 in the morning, that was your hint because this is already a, somehow like a resistance and it's a doji. And then the next hour, it ended on the next one. What is this? 1:30. Right after that, started giving some signs of weakness that could have been an opportunity for you to uh, cut your loss or take profit. Then in the succeeding time, the remaining time before the market closed, it just ended really really low. So your this could have been your hint. A doji is like a doji that appears in a resistance could act as a signal that you know no one is willing to buy some more anymore. Sorry about that. That sounded redundant. No one is interested to buy, and it's starting to show some weakness. Okay, but if it appears right at the, let's say, support area, that would also mean that no one is already selling it. That's why it just started that line and then also ended in that line. Okay, so that this could have been our sign last Friday. Now let's talk about BDO. BDO, let me also open a daily chart. For BDO, I would have to say, because you are also, um, this kind of direction on your MA20, it's like it's pointing downwards. We're about to face some more bearish candlesticks in the coming days. So I would have to say probably the next possible area of support would be your 146 level. There you go. And what were my assumptions? So these areas, this area for instance used to be resistance, and then it broke that resistance, and then it stabilized in the same area, creating a brand new support. Now we should again bounce and move some more upwards, and now this is a sign of weakness that we're seeing, so chances are it will revisit this nearest support again. Okay, and let's see how it goes when it reaches that area. Is it really going to bounce, or it will go further downwards? So that's another thing that we need to watch out for. DMC, MBTM done, ICT. ICT also creating a sideways movement, and I like the where your MA20 line is pointing at. It's pointing upwards. So I'm thinking we'll have some more bullish movements. It might even go break out of that upper band here. So it might trigger the upper band. Normally when you have sideways like that, man, when it erupts like crazy. So that means we might just need to get or wait for that right volume to really spike up. But right now it's already starting to look attractive. Foreign buying is already present in this stock. GFC, we talked about it. It might stabilize at the 187.06 area. BPI, be extra careful. We're still triggering the lower band, and let's try to move backwards to see which is the next possible support. Yeah, actually, we're not so far from that. Yeah, we're not very far from that. So we just need to wait for a possible green candlestick. Your RSI is also moving in an upward direction, so I'm thinking it won't be long until the next bounce for this stock. Now, overall, I'd say BVI is, of course, a very stable company. So enter BPI as a long-term investor. This is a resistance for Ali. This was already discussed. AGI. What about Wilcon? Wilcon here is starting to do a breakout play. Okay, so let us see. Hopefully, it creates that brand new support in this level. Okay, because this used to be a resistance over here. Alright, so we might see something like this. Upward, revisit the area before it goes up. Okay, so that's what we are seeing. Okay, hi Dawn. SMC and Meralco. Let's check out SMC. SMC, be extra careful. This is a sign of weakness that we have here. As we go nearer your MA20, we have that sign of weakness. So it might continue to go down. And let us see if it'll stabilize at the 155.95 level. Or 156. Okay, so it might go back to this level. So if you want to get in this area. You will still be able to get it at a discounted price. So SMC is San Miguel. Always remember, San Miguel is worth investing in for long term. Meralco. Okay, trying to create that stabilization. So while the price is moving downwards here, your RSI is already moving in an upward direction over here. So hopefully this gets sustained, and there's no stopping for Meralco, but if you want to check if this uh, support gets stabilized or yeah, validated, then if you want to get in near 314.90 level or 315, that would be already a good entry price to test buy. Okay, look at this. Foreign buying is also present now. All right. What about, so I talked about Vulcan, SMPH. Okay, we're now below the MA20 line. So treat MA20 as a resistance area, and we might have some, you know, retracement. So the first possible area of support that I will watch out and monitor would be the 38 pesos area. Okay, let's see if price breaks that level and continues to go down. Otherwise, it might be a possible area of bounce. AC, have we talked about AC? Not yet. Okay. AC, we're forming a doji here, so maybe your decline or your downward trend is not over yet. So let's check. But for now, I'd say if you are interested in entering this stock, I'd say I'll wait some more because there might be some more downward movements. Okay. SM, did we talk about that? Also, SM is triggering that MA20 line, so it's trying to break that with some selling sentiment in the market right now. Foreign selling is present. Look at that. We're very dependent on foreign investors because that's where the volume is. When they invest, they invest in big volume. JGS. JGS is trying to create a stabilization in the area where it is at right now. This is the support that we see. Okay, so for those people who would like to give it a try, best entry price would be 76.21. Again, this is not an exact science. You have to observe. Now, if you enter and then most of the action happens downwards, then that means be prepared. It would be great if you already set your stop loss area before you even get in. That way, when it negates your initial assumption, you won't have to experience a heavy downfall in your portfolio. Because when that happens, I don't recommend really cutting a loss when it's already beyond 10%. For me, my tolerable risk is around 3%, 3 to 5%. But some people, they're very strict with their um, stop loss area, 1% in fact. Okay. AP, AP also creating a stabilization in the level where it is at right now, this area, because this one used to be support and it's now creating a support in that level. So 34.11 would be a good test buy area. URC, URC is also trying to strengthen the support that it has at the moment. This is the support that we have here. Slightly lower will also be fine. So 150.10 or 150 to be exact, that is a support for URC, and enter at the support, guys, not at the resistance. Okay, so it's moving sideways for for more than a month now. Okay, so that's just fine. It simply signifies that it's just strengthening the floor, okay, or your support area. Tell. For Tell, I would have to say I'll be extra careful because it is triggering the lower Bollinger Band. When it does that, chances are we'll see some more downward movements in the stock. Also, net foreign selling has been present in the last market day. Meg. Meg. Hmm. Let's see if it will break the 4.37 level. That's the next support I see. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. Um, if there's one thing you need to master before you start trading, that should be support and resistance. Apart, of course, from reading candlesticks. Because with support and resistance alone, it can already influence your next moves. So how did I do that? How did I determine my support from where it is at right now? I screen downwards while looking to the left side of the chart. Okay, so like this one, this used to be a support area. So chances are when we move up and then it goes down, it will revisit that area, and most of the time it just bounces. If it breaks, then you screen again downwards. Okay, so we're actually we're near the level where we need to monitor because this is a possible area of bounce. AEV. AEV, okay. So we're now at near the oversold level. But, okay, still doing a flat line over here, but definitely you're already at a cheap price. What we needed to see is probably another green candlestick that will engulf this red one. Then I'd have to say that's where you enter. Okay, because I don't want to have something like this again, that there's a green but it actually did not get sustained. So probably wait for one green candlestick, enter from 48.95 to 49.47 level. That's already a good entry price. Okay, nickel. Nickel. Okay, so we're currently trying to, it's actually much lower. Okay, but your RSI is already giving us an upward direction. So just wait and see. It won't be long until the next possible bounce. So wait for a green candlestick. Probably it will start at 3.11 and most of the action happens on the upside. Then that will confirm, okay, the support that we have plotted here for nickel. I've done MPI, AXLM. What about LTG? LTG is not yet safe. It's triggering the lower band, but I would have to also say that your faster indicator, which is your RSI, is already giving us some signs of um, reversal or bounce. So all we needed to do is wait for that green candlestick to either stabilize within the area or engulf. Okay, but let us see. It's been on a selling sentiment for the longest time. Foreigners are they starting to see some attractive setup for LTG over here. KPPI. KPPI, come on. Guys, for those people who have not subscribed yet to Miss JD, while I wait for my screen to open up, um, please support our channel by subscribing and by hitting the notification bell so each time I go live, you are always notified. Okay, so also, a best practice is right after the market closes, you can go back to the same video and then check if our analysis are correct. For those that are correct, then you follow the best practice. Okay, wow, it's taking a long time. Let me choose another one. ISM, I'm done with ISM. There's some charts that are not working. Interesting. KPPI. Okay, let's go to GT cap because I already talked about ISM. GT cap is or has a support in this level, 874. So let's say if the market gives us a chance at that area, that would be a good entry price. 873.76, so 874, that's fine. But currently, your here at the resistance area, short-term resistance, because MA20 can act as a resistance, right? So I hope it breaks out of that. But if you see some rejection, the next possible area to watch out for would be 873, because it might go back and do some sideways, but we really cannot tell. um, if tomorrow or Monday price starts at this level and most of the action happens on the upside, then you might see continuous upward movement for this stock. Net foreign buying is also present. SEC B. SEC B. SEC B, you are at a resistance area for SEC B, guys. So I'd be extra careful. Now, this as soon as you see some weakness or a red candlestick forming in this level, then chances are it will go down. Okay, now with this two areas as a resistance, now we also check our RSI. Is it still moving in an upward direction or now showing us weakness? Indeed, it's showing us some weakness. So this is the area earlier, that two highest points. Now your RSI, on the other hand, is giving us a different result. It's moving in a downward direction, so the momentum is starting to die down. Now for Globe, it respects the MA20 line. So if you can get in as near as you can at the MA20 level, that would be a good entry price. Okay, overall, still at a cheap level, but not really 100% cheap because it's 1,000 plus. Okay, but historically speaking, for the past how many years since 2018, um, this is the lowest area. Okay, so I hope it does not go back to that level anymore, but you can give it a try at the MA20 level. Now, what happened to now? Now is still not safe for me. I'd wait at this level to see if the price gets sustained. Okay, actually, that's the possible support that I am seeing here. Used to be a resistance over here, resistance, support over here, so it might revisit the 2.73 level. FNI, still triggering the lower Bollinger Band. Be extra careful and watch out what happens next at the 1.56 area. Oops. 1.56. If that gets broken, it might revisit this area to fill the gap over here. Okay, so there's a big gap there, a gap out that happened, so be extra careful. At least you already have key areas to watch out for. ACEX. ACEX might continue to go down. This is a bearish candlestick. The next possible support that I would like us to monitor is this level. Okay, so that's the next possible support that we see. We talked about Morocco. What about Double Dragon? Double Dragon, this is a sign of weakness for me. When it reached the MA20 line, there's a rejection that happened. People took profit and it resulted in a much lower price. So I'd have to say I'd watch if it goes any lower than 18.79 level. But definitely it might revisit this area 18.82, 18.79 is fine. It's very minimal. Okay, so that area, watch out. Okay, because it might go back. FPH. FPH is also starting to still triggering the lower band, so I would not recommend this yet. Sun. Oh no, it's starting to fill this gap. It's starting to fill that gap. Let's see if it bounces when it reaches this level right after it fills this gap. Okay, hopefully it bounces. Otherwise, there's a, the next possible support that I see is around the 0.95 level. So not a good story here. FGen. FGen would mean, okay, nice. So we broke out of that MA20 line. So it's a promising move. We might see some more upward movements, but I feel that some people will take profit on Monday. So if you want to get in as near as you can at the MA20 line. Normally it revisits that area. Okay, so MA20 is 24.29 level. Okay, just to continue the list, PNB over here. Wow, PNB, what happened to you? Red for how many weeks? So I don't see any signs of, possible reversal or bounce. So just hang in there, guys. Not even your RSI is giving us a good story here. So it might continue to go down. RLC. Okay. Okay, yes, Trinidad. I'll check tugs as well. Okay, let me just go to tugs instead. Tugs. For tugs, also not. I don't know what your objective is. Are you looking into entering this stock? But I would have to say there's no sign yet that the downward movement is over. Okay, I would have to observe and see if it'll create a stabilization at this certain area. But if you'll ask me how far will it go down, I would have to say not that deep anymore because of two things. Okay, number one, price was going down over here, but your RSI is already giving us an upward movement over here. So it won't be long till the next possible bounce. Okay, this is the first reason. Second is that some foreign, you have some foreign buying that happened last Friday. So starting to look attractive here in the foreign investors radar. Okay, I hope I was able to answer your question. Well, let's go back. I talked about. Okay, let's check PHA. PHA, be extra careful. It might continue to challenge your MA20 line. So if you want to give it a try, MA20 line would be a good test buy area. Okay, hopefully it does not break that. ABA. ABA is not safe as well because we're triggering the lower band. So we don't know yet. We don't have any signs or signals that it will stop. While it's true that here you have an upward movement and you also have foreign buying here. Let's just wait as it might continue to go down while maintaining the same look over here. So let's see where is the next possible support. I'd have to say it should be around 0.73 level. No, actually 0.72 level. Okay, and let me show you why. Okay, first area, second area. My goodness, what's happening? Okay, so over here, okay, it created a support in that level, so it might go back and revisit that area one more time. FLI, okay, we already created a line, and that should be the next possible support. Cebu Pacific. Cebu Pacific still doing sideways movement here. Yeah. I just have to say let's continue using this area as a support. 91 pesos area, that's your support. Okay, might revisit that one more time. Home, I did that. That's your support area. MWC, okay, rejection that happened here when the price hit. It even tried to attempt, tried to break that MA20 line to create a brand new wave, but we were not successful. People took profit and ended lower than MA20 line. So I'm thinking it will go down again. All right, it will potentially retrace. Let's check what happens around 18 pesos area. Okay, around 18 pesos. Shell PH. Interesting. Could this be a breakout play or just an overshoot? Something like this. You thought that it will continue to go down, I mean go up, but people took profit and it actually that breakout play did not really sustain. So we're moving on a sideways movement here. So if you're not in a hurry, you can even set a rule that you only get in, let's say, at the 32 pesos level. There you go. So if you're not in a hurry, so you can set that rule and just don't be a victim of FOMO. Okay, because sometimes there's a beauty to us closely monitoring the price every minute, but chances are it clouds your perception. You make impulsive decisions, and you negate whatever rules you have because you're so tempted and you're so giggle with what to do next. Okay, so just set your rule and have a basis. Okay, and for us here, we're setting it at the 32 level because we see price consolidating in this area, creating a stabilization or support. Also here and also here. Okay, I'll go for dawn. Okay, sure, I can check that. Mm-hmm. There's a support here though. So hopefully it does not break that support, Dawn. But you're currently sitting at the support area. So maybe a green candlestick to end or probably start at 0.83 and end at 0.84 could be a good validation that you are now bouncing. Okay, so let's continue. Pure gold. Pure gold, you are at a resistance area over here. And it did not even reach that area. And then it showed some weakness. Okay, so if you want to give it a try, MA20, since you're already above the MA20 line, so I'd use MA20 as the next best area to do test buys. Okay. Um, I think. Do you have any other requests, guys, that you would like me to check out for you? Okay. I think for now, um, since it's a weekend, yeah, I think I'm fine with continuing. At least there's, we repeat the process in several stocks so that you'll understand the thought process behind it. Okay, so where did we stop? Okay, VLL over here. Just observe how I'm doing it so that you know where I'm coming from with all my insights. Okay, for VLL, this is the support I'd like to plot. 7.56. Okay, so it's an area. So let us see if stabilization happens in this level and no more price action below that. Okay, so if you want to enter in this level, you may. Just make sure to set your stop loss at less than 3% because we already have some signs bullish movements here. In fact, you know what? This could be a possible area of support because of this one. Okay, let's check some hits here, here, and here. Okay, yeah, I think it will even reach that level. Green. Green, you're not safe. We're still moving downwards. M wide. M wide, you have some rejection. See that? Each time it hits the MA20 line, you have rejection. Rejection. This wick, this means at one point the price reached this level and people took profit and it ended even much lower than that. Okay, see that? When you're moving above the MA20 line, your MA20 line can act as a support, and each time it touches that, it bounces upward. But since we're moving downwards now, each time it touches the MA20, you have some rejection happening. This one too, and this one as well. So I'm thinking it will give us some more red candlesticks in the coming days. Okay, so be extra careful there. um, East-west. East-west is also, we're now starting to move below the MA20 line, so it might revisit your previous resistance here. Um, Possibly this area, 12.41. Okay, the reason why I said that is because when I screen from where it is at right now and I look to my left, scroll down while looking to my left, this area used to be a resistance, and used to be a support over here, so I'm thinking it might go back in that level before it bounces upward. But then again, when we reach that level, we're not conclusive yet. Let's still observe what the price action is when it reaches that area. Did I talk about SMC? Yes, 156 is the possible area of support. ACEPH. Okay, still triggering that lower, starting to, when it reached this level, it had some rejection at the MA20 line. So I'm thinking it might continue to go down. Oh no, the next possible support that I see is this area. Okay, that's the next possible support. See what happens around 2.29 level. Tech. As for tech, it's currently doing sideways and trying to stabilize at the area where it is at right now to form a support. So let's watch out. Hopefully 5.20, 5.8 would sustain, and I would have to say we're not really far from that day because we're just moving sideways for several days now and you're already at the oversold level. That means it's already cheap. X. X. It broke that long-term support over here. So we're not safe. It might continue to go down some more. PA. It broke your MA20 line, guys. So it might continue to go down and see if it bounces at this area. Over here. Okay. Selling, buying. SSI. SSI as well. This is where I'd like to plot our support. This level, slightly lower over here. Reason why I said that is because price has been moving in this area, trying to consolidate, and whenever it touches that line, yellow line, there's a bounce that's happening. So hopefully when it reaches this level, that's where you enter because that's our support that we see. Okay. Right. So the rest of the stocks we really didn't have a lot of volume. So I think that is it for tonight. For those people who have not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. You can also hit the notification bell so that each time I go live, you are notified. Okay, and of course, hit that like button. Thank you everyone to it and listen and watch. Okay, thank you for now and good night. Happy weekend.